Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to part 43 of the GTO Trainer. First hand here, button opens, we're in the small blind, we have some offsuit garbage, easy fold. Next hand, under the gun +1 opens, once again some offsuit garbage, easy fold. Under the gun +2 opens when the big blind with king queen suited, up against an under the gun +2 range. No need to really be putting in a 3-bet here, would be isolating too much of a strong range from under the gun. And also we don't want to be overbloating the pot, we don't want to be playing a big pot heads up out of position. We don't have to isolate, we don't have to knock anyone else out of the hand. So I reckon an easy call here. Keep their range, their range wide enough to the point where we're still doing well up against a lot of their range, and we're still beating a lot of their range. We're not just outkicked or still got two live cards most likely, and we're not isolating too much of a strong range by 3-betting there and opening ourselves to a 4-bet where we're just going to have to throw our cards into the muck, or maybe even still be able to call. But yeah, we don't want to be playing a big pot heads up out of position. So board comes Jack 10-3 rainbow, so we've got a open ender. No need to be betting here. It's going to be an easy check. We get a check back. 9 pills off, so the open ender gets there. So now we have the nuts. Does bring in potential backdoor hearts, but they're most likely not going to have those. When they check back on the flop, we're not going to be ranging them on any real overpairs, so we can take out aces, kings, queens most likely as well, as those would all be trying to bet for protection up against any open-enders, for example, try to get value from some Jack X. For example, like Queen Jack, King Jack, Ace Jack, that we would all be continuing from the big blind. We would be continuing pretty wide as well. They could be potentially concerned about some Jack 10, but that's about it. So they definitely don't feel as though they have anything that they want to protect, so that either means that they've just got complete air, such as like an Ace Queen, Ace King, no pair, under pairs, like pocket 8s, pocket 7s, something like that. Or they've just got a really nutted hand that they want to allow us to pick up some more equity, such as like pocket jacks, pocket 10s, that they don't feel like they need to be betting for protection. So with that in mind, I reckon we're definitely going to be betting, no doubt. We're going to go with about a nice half pot size, I reckon, and we get a fold, snap fold. So I reckon, so they're saying check on the turn. I don't really like the idea of a check on the turn, because I reckon they're just pretty much very polarized at this point. They either have nothing or they have something really, really good. Maybe that could be a good reason for the check then. It's pretty much the only way we're going to guarantee ourselves value. Like because we're going to get ourselves value either way. In that case, if they've got either something really good or really bad, we're either going to get them to bluff with their really bad stuff, or we can get them to stab, maybe set up a check raise. If they do have a nutted hand, well, not a nutted hand obviously, but if they do have a strong holdings that they can't really be folding. So yeah, I can understand the check back there, considering that they clearly didn't hit this board, or at least if they did, it would have been very, very strong, and we would be able to get a lot of money there. So next hand here, hijack opens, button calls, we're in the small line with some offsuit garbage, very easy snap fold. Fortunately, it's going to play out the hand, which seems a little bit inconvenient. Next hand here, cutoff opens, we're in the small blind with king 4 of clubs, it's going to be easy snap fold. Even though, yes, the cutoff is going to be opening wide, but king 4, we're going to be outkicked in a lot of situations. A pretty polarizing hand, where they're going to have something or we're going to have nothing. And we can't really raise in that situation, and we don't really want to be calling too much from the small blind because it's most likely going to allow the big blind in behind. So next hand, we're under the gun with some offsuit, with the Robbie hand, easy snap fold. Next hand, under the gun opens, we're in the hijack with 7-5 of hearts. It's going to be an easy fold. I think maybe from the button, definitely from the big blind it would be a defend, but maybe from the button it would also be a call or a raise at a very small frequency potentially, because it does have 2 live cards up against that very strong under the gun range. as I just fold a lot of these random offsuit hands that we're never going to be playing. Next hand here, so under the gun opens, we're in the small blind with King 10 offsuit. This is going to be so we can't be raising here because we're playing terribly up against the under the gun range. We're going to be out-kicked in a lot of situations. We could end up losing a really big pot. We're out of position up against the tightest range on the table. We don't really want to be calling too much, especially with a hand like this. We want to be looking more like suited connectors, something with post-flop playability, because if we're calling here, that's most likely going to allow the big blind in behind. So I reckon it's going to be an easy fold. So I reckon if we go here, yeah, so we are calling a little bit with some more of our playable hands, like I was saying before. And then we are pretty much just playing like a 3-bet or fold, except with ace-queen suited, ace-jack suited as well. I guess because they do have that added playability of having nut potential, and we could potentially win a big pot there, and we wouldn't mind letting in some more people. So next hand here, cutoff opens, we're on the button with 9-7 of hearts. Against a cutoff open, I think we'll be 3. No, I don't think we'll be 3-betting this hand. I think this is a fold, considering that, cutoff does have a very similar range to us, so that we can't really be saying that this is 2 live cards, so I reckon this is going to be an easy fold. Yeah, so we are playing mostly just the 3-bet or fold strategy, because we don't want to be allowing the small blind or the big blind to have pot odds to the point where they're going to be calling with any 2 pretty much. Next hand here, we're on the button with King 9 offsuit. I believe this is an open. I think it's just until 9 that we'll be opening with all of our. No, I think we're opening all offsuit kings. No, I think it is just 9. Hang on, let's have. Wait, we can't lead this. So, big blind 3-bets. This is gonna be an easy snap fold. I would be interested to see if we can have a look. Alright, so we're opening. So yeah, Queen 9, Jack 9, a little bit of Jack 8, a little bit of 10-8 as well. And then King 8, if we can have, actually wait here, if we go back a little bit, if we go to this one, here we are. So yeah, King 8, still about a 70-30, King 7 now about a 70-30 in the opposite direction, Queen 8, very, very small frequency, same with Jack 8, 10-8, very large frequency, then 9-8, very small frequency. So yeah, pretty much all of our offsuits to 9 pretty much. Obviously this is because we can open really, really wide from the button because we do have absolute position. We only have the blinds behind, and very often we can kind of just steal the blinds, and we know that we have position on both of them. Next hand here, we're in the hijack. It's going to be an easy snap fold. Middle position, still a decently tight opening range, but definitely widens up as we get further away from under the gun. Next hand here, under the gun with 10-9 of clubs. This definitely raised at a small frequency, but we're going to go with a fold here. Yep, so a little 6% chance, or 6% raising just to mix it in, as we do with a lot of our suited connectors, and a lot of our low pocket pairs as well, just to balance out that under the gun range. Try not to make it overly tight. Next hand here, under the gun open. We are open under the gun with King Queen offsuit. Cut off 3-bets. So when they're 3-betting a very, very strong under the gun range, they have to have a very strong range in response. In order to feel comfortable 3-betting such a strong range. Definitely not going to be a raise. We don't want to be putting in any more money when we are already heads up out of position. We are getting, obviously, pretty good pot odds. We only have to call an extra 5 in order to win 11. But we do have to think that we aren't playing very well up against what is 3-betting under the gun. If we were suited, this would definitely be, I reckon, a 4-bet or at least a call. But because of those factors, I think this is going to be a fold. So yeah, let's have a look. Even folding King Queen suited as well. So yeah, as you can see on the right hand side, the cutoff, due to under the gun being so tight and strong, the cutoff has to be 3-betting with, once again, a very tight, strong range in response to that. Next hand here, low jack opens. We're in the hijack with some offsuit garbage. Nice, easy snap fold. Button opens when the big blind of ace king suited. It's going to be an easy 3-bet. Button puts in the 4-bet, so there's no need to really be calling here. That we're pretty much just all in here, because if we call, then what? There's going to be 27, so we're leaving just over pot. Well, no, a little bit more of a pot, so about 1.5 pot, like pot bet behind. So we're pretty much all in on either the flop or the turn. And we want to be maximizing our fault, and we definitely can't be raising there, because once again, then we're going to get that stack SPR to even lower, and then we're going to be all in by the flop pretty much. So we want to be maximizing our fold equity, potentially fold out any hands that we could be flipping with, deny equity to a lot of those hands by just shoving all in, and the button's going to be pretty wide here as well, and they're also going to be 4-betting pretty wide as well, because we can be 3-betting a little bit wider due to how wide opening range they have. So we're going to go to 20 hands, hijack opens, we've got some offsuit garbage, easy snap fold. Next hand, we're in the cutoff with some offsuit garbage, once again easy snap fold, way too wide to be opening. We open on the hijack with Jack 10 offsuit, get 3-bet by the cutoff. This is once again going to be an easy snap fold, pretty much bottom of range that we're going to be opening. I'd be surprised if we're opening with Jack 10 at too high of a frequency. So yeah, so it's a 70-30 in favor of the fold. Beauty, so there's our 20 hands for the day. Outstanding. We got the 2 frogs, 23 best moves, 1 correct move. Beauty. So, as always, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Have a good one, and play well.